Welcome to Mathematics Mathayom 3. Our topic for today is all about probability that an event does not happen. So this lesson is just a follow-up only from the previous topic if ever you don't understand well from the previous one. So before we go on to our topic for today, let's have first the vocabulary words. Our first word is possibility. Possibility. Okay, the meaning of possibility is something that might be done or might happen or something that is possible. Again, possibility is something that might be done or might happen or something that is possible. Our second word is reasonable. Repeat after me. Reasonable. So the meaning of reasonable is describes someone or something that's sensible and fair. Again, reasonable describes someone or something that's sensible and fair. Okay, so our third word. The word is experiment. Please repeat after me. Experiment. The meaning of experiment is the process of testing something to happen. Again, experiment is the process of testing something to happen. So these are our vocabulary words for this lesson. So since we are talking about probability that an event does not happen, so this is just only an additional explanation from the previous lesson. For any given event, there are only two outcomes. First, either the event did happen or it did not happen. So remember, the probability has only two outcomes. First, will happen. Second is will not happen. So it cannot almost happen or half happen. Next, the sum of the probabilities in a given situation is always 1. So probability of an event happens plus the probability of an event does not happen equal to 1. So this means these two outcomes should be equal to 100%. So like for example, the percentage of the event did happen is 60% and the percentage of the event did not happen is 40%. If you add together, that is equal to 100%. And remember, 100% is equal to 1. So for you to understand very well from this topic or from this lesson, so let's read and understand this explanation about the probability that an event does not happen. Okay, so the probability that an event does not occur or happen is 1 minus the probability that an event does occur or does happen. So this is talking about also the two outcomes. Event does not happen and the event does happen. Okay, next. If an event occurs or happens in 60% of all trials, it fails to occur or happen in the other 40% because 100% minus 60% equal to 40%. So this is what I said a while ago. So the two outcomes should be equal to 100%. Okay, next, the probability that an event occurs or happens and the probability does not occur or happens always add up to 100% or 1. So now here we go. The probability of an event not occurring or not happening. So we have here the formula. Probability of not A equal to 1 minus the probability of A. So now if we are talking about the probability of not A, this means the event did not happen. And then if we talk about the probability of A, this event did happen. So now we are talking about, we are finding about the two probabilities or the two outcomes. So to solve the probability of an event not occurring or not happening, first is we have to find the probability of an event did happen. Then after that, we can substitute it or we can use it, the formula, to find the probability of an event did not happen. So here is our example. The probability of an event not occurring or not happening. So the following spinner is spun once. Now as you can see the spinner, it is a circle and the circle are divided into 4 equal parts. And each part has its color. So one is yellow, blue, red, and green. Now, what is the probability of it landing on the yellow sector? Okay, so as you can see on the spinner, there is only one part which is yellow out of 4 parts. So therefore, the probability of yellow is equal to 1 over 4 because out of 4 parts, there is only one part yellow. So this probability talks about the event did happen or will happen. Now, next, what is the probability of it not landing on the yellow sector? Now, if you look it back at the spinner, how many parts are there are not yellow? So we have blue, red, and green. So there are 3 parts. So therefore, the probability of not yellow is equal to 3 over 4. Out of 4 parts, 3 are not yellow. And these outcomes talks about the event did not happen. Okay? So if the probability of an event occurring or happening is P, then the probability of it not occurring or happening is 1 minus P. So let's study the examples. First example. A set of snooker balls are 15 red and 1 each of the following colors: white, yellow, green, brown, pink, and black. One ball is removed at random from the set. Find the probability that it is: letter A, red; letter B, black; letter C, not white; letter D, not red or white. So remember, in the snooker balls, 15 balls are red, 1 ball is white, 1 yellow, 1 green, 1 brown, one pink and one black ball. So let's take a look at the solution. Total balls in snooker is 22. Find the probability of red. So we know that there are 15 red balls. So the probability of red is equal to 15 over 22. So out of 22 balls in a snooker, so we can choose only 15 balls which is red. Okay, for letter B, the probability of a black. So there is one black ball in the snooker. So the probability of a black is 1 over 22. Okay, so for letter C, find the probability of not white. We know that in the snooker, there is one white ball only. Okay, so the probability of a white is equal to 1 over 22. So out of 22 balls in the snooker, you can choose only one white ball. So this is the probability of an event happen. So now, the probability of an event does not happen. So by the following the formula, probability of not white equal to 1 minus the probability of white. So the probability of not white is equal to 1 minus 1 over 22 because this is the probability of an event happen or of the probability of a white. So by the LCM, 22 over 22 minus 1 over 22 equal to 21 over 22. So the answer, the probability of not white is equal to 21 over 22 because there are 21 balls that are not white. So letter D. Find the probability of not red or white. So there are 15 red balls and white balls in the snooker. So the probability of red or white is equal to 15 over 22. So the probability of a white, 1 over 22. So simply add 15 over 22 plus 1 over 22 equal to 16 over 22. So reduce that into lowest term, we come out 8 over 11. So this is the probability of an event happen. So now, let's go to the probability of an event does not happen. So by the following of the formula, probability of not red or white is equal to 1 minus 8 over 11, which is you substitute the probability of red or white. So by the LCD, least common denominator, 11 over 11 minus 8 over 11. So that is equal to 3 over 11. So the answer is the probability of not red or white is equal to 3 over 11. Okay, so another example. A card is drawn from an ordinary pack of playing cards. Find the probability that it is. Okay, so letter A, a jack. Letter B, not a heart. Letter C, not an ace or a king. Letter D, a picture card include the aces. Okay, so this is the set of playing cards. The playing cards are comprised into 4 different symbols. But anyway, there are 52 cards in a set of playing cards. So these are the symbols. There are 13 hearts, there are 13 spades, there are 13 diamonds also, and also we have 13 clubs. But before I forgot, there are 4 aces which are not here in the picture. Okay, so first is letter A. Find the probability of a jack. Okay, so we have here the solution. So there are 4 jack in the playing cards because the playing cards are comprises in 4 different symbols. So we have one card which is jack in the heart, one jack in the spade, one jack in the diamond, one jack in the club. So that's why the total of 4 jack. So the probability of jack is equal to 4 over 52. So to reduce to its lowest term, it is 1 over 13. So the probability of jack is equal to 1 over 13. Okay, next, letter B. The probability of not a heart. So the solution is there are 13 hearts in the playing cards. So the probability of the hearts is equal to 13 over 32. Reduce it to the lowest term equal to 1 over 4. So this is the probability of an event happen. So now, the probability of an event does not happen. So probability of not a heart is equal to 1 minus the probability of heart, which is 1 over 4. So it comes out, the probability of not a heart is 3 over 4. Okay, so for letter C, the probability of not an ace or a king. Solution. So there are 4 aces and there are 4 kings in a pack of playing cards. So the probability of ace is 4 over 52. And then the probability of a king is 4 over 52 also. So you simply add the probability of ace or king, and that is equal to 8 over 52. So reduce it to the lowest term. So we have 2 over 13. So this is the probability of an event happen. So now the probability of an event does not happen. So we have the probability of not ace or king equal to 1 minus the probability of ace and king, which is 2 over 13, equal to 11 over 13. So the answer is the probability of not ace or king is equal to 11 over 13. Okay, next for letter D, a picture card. The probability of a picture card. This is include the aces. So we have the solution. There are 4 kings, 4 jacks, 4 queens, and 4 aces. So these are the picture cards, a card that has a face of a person or a kings or whatever. So the probability of a picture card is equal to 16 over 52. So you simply add all the picture cards, the number of pick cards in each categories. Okay, so 16 over 52 equal to 4 over 13 by its lowest term. So the answer here is the probability of a picture card is equal to 4 over 13. So let's have the evaluation. Number 1. There are 120 students in the international classroom. Out of 120 students, 24 are European, 20 are Chinese, 18 are Japanese, and the rest are Thai. Find the probability that the first student who leaves the classroom is letter A, Thai or Chinese, B, not European, C, not Thai, Letter D, Chinese or Japanese or Thai. Okay, for number 2, if you draw a card from an ordinary pack of playing cards, what is the probability that the card is not a jack or a queen or a king? Let's have the summary of the lesson. Number 1, there are only two outcomes. Either the event did happen or it did not happen. Number 2, the sum of the probabilities in a given situation is always 1. Number 3, the probability that an event does not occur is 1 minus the probability that the event does occur. The last one, the probability of an event does not happen equal to 1 minus the probability of event does happen. Okay, so that's all for today's topic. Thank you for your attention and keep safe.